We all know Jakob Ingebrigtsen by now. After breaking onto the international scene at just 16 years of age, Jakob has gone on to claim countless titles and break unbelievable records. Now at the age of just 20 years old, every time he steps up to a race you expect him to win, while looking incredibly strong and making light work of the world's best runners. And it's because of Jakob's outstanding calibre that it was extremely surprising to see him struggle so much during this race, which truly shows how hard this race really is. This is called the Mountain Stoltzekleiven race. This race is approximately 910 metres long, containing more than 312 metres of elevation and an average gradient of 34.5%. To make things worse, the race is incredibly unstable on foot, containing around 800 stone steps, with some of them being rocks. It is now understandable why it is labelled the world's steepest race. By the time of this race, Jakob had already been crowned the European Junior Champion over 5,000 metres and 3,000 metre steeplechase on the track, as well as the youngest ever person to go under the 4-minute mile barrier on the track, but even those achievements would not prepare him for what was to come. Initially, Gert Ingebrigtsen introduced this as part of a training block for Jakob, but it obviously turned out to be something taken much more seriously, with Jakob truly pushing his body to its absolute limits. As Jakob came into this race with by far the biggest name in the field, the overwhelming majority would expect him to coast round into first place, but that was not the case. As the race set off, Jakob, like most other people, may have underestimated the severity of this race, as it was reported he was in second place for parts of the race, which ultimately caused his downfall. When it came to the climax of the race, Jakob collapsed several times before reaching the top of the mountain, and help was required by his training team for him to reach the top. This resulted in Jakob fading to 30th position in the end, completing the race in 9 minutes and 39 seconds. It is also reported that a year earlier Jakob completed the race, finishing in 9 minutes and 14 seconds at just 16 years of age. The eventual winner of this race crossed the finish line in a staggering time of 8 minutes and 4 seconds, which must have required a great deal of strength. After the race, Jakob had to be carried down the mountain using a stretcher and a vehicle, showing just how much he had pushed himself. But this experience turned out to be character building for Jakob, as he went on to become the European champion over 800 and 5,000 metres the following summer, and he has gone on to change the way we think about up-and-coming runners.